What's going on, guys? I wanted to record a quick video here to show off my digital dash in my 2013 Caddy ATS. So basically the idea is these come with the conventional dash, which I'm sure you've heard of. I wanted to retrofit the digital dash, which actually went in pretty fine on a software and programming perspective. The toughest part about it is getting the hardware set up. Basically, you got to cut apart this display and make it work together with the lens that it comes with, that the ATS comes with. You got to cut out and do a bunch of work, and you're also missing a bunch of indicator lights, such as the check engine light. What else? Traction control, or I should say StabiliTrak, ABS. A couple of them. Really, they're not ones that you really need. Maybe scan your codes once in a while. You can kind of see them poking through the lights on the edges of it. Not really, but so you can tell if there's a check engine light on. There are kits like I'm trying to remember that guy G-Spec, who makes a kit to get the indicator lights up in front. I didn't end up going that route just because I knew this was going to be a kind of temporary setup, as I'm going to ATS V swap this car, and then it'll end up with a CTS or Escalade cluster. So that'll be swapped out. But before I take this whole car apart, I wanted to document what it has now. So it is a stick shift, this ATS that I got, so it doesn't indicate any gear unless you go into reverse. But it works just as you'd expect. Also, you can see it's got a couple info pages here. This car's been retrofitted with Android Auto and CarPlay, so if you're curious what it looks like, that's what it displays when it's playing media. You just don't get anything. The playback controls don't work either. It just doesn't really know how to interface, because the cluster is really the one responsible for translating these steering wheel commands. But everything else, volume works fine. The radio works just fine, as you'd expect. Couple pages on here. We got navigation, my phone, which I love having the phone in here when you can go and make a recent call or anything like that. Let's see, in the middle we have that full needle. We have a map view, which my car doesn't have navigation, so it just shows that, so it's kind of useless. And also settings here. On this side, I had to do a little bit of custom programming to get it to show the trip. This is where I had to program it in SPS and whatever, GM GDS2. The big idea is there's a couple forum posts on Cadillac forums. These guys did it on an ATS-V. And so I know there's a couple guys that you can send the cluster out to have it pre-programmed. Black Lacquer on Facebook is the first one that comes to mind. Also White Automotive and Media. I managed to program it myself. I can link that Cadillac forums link, but basically the newer gauge clusters come with a little EEPROM chip, which essentially authenticates the cluster with the rest of the car, the VIN and everything like that. This 2013 display did not come with that EEPROM chip, so I didn't have to do any crazy special programming as outlined in that tutorial to get it to work for my situation. I really just had to do the initialization and programming in GDS2 to get it all to work, including the mileage and everything like that. There are a few things missing, like the trip, like I was mentioning. To get those working, I had to do a little bit of, I had to kind of start the programming and then go and change the as-built file that GDS2 generated for me, and change that just to include the RPO codes for the digital dash, and then I was able to get these the trip basically screens to show up. So getting that. Also engine boost. This is a feature just for cars in China. It's really not useful. I did mess around with it a bunch to get this screen to show up, but it doesn't really do anything. It shows a percentage of boost. Tire pressure, have a little TPMS issue, and full needle. There's also a few different layouts that you can do. So display layout, here's simple. So just basically you get just the one screen. We have balance, which is what you saw before, and then this performance 1-2. Performance is okay. I guess it looks nice, but the only thing I really don't like about it is, let's see, you can see here's a blank page for media, vehicle info, so I can go and select which one. It shows a Cadillac XTS, so that kind of kind of sucks. So really, usually I just keep it on the on that first screen, the balanced one. You'll see that error light for the adaptive headlights. That I can't get to go away. Really haven't tried that hard to get it to go away. But these ATSs, or at least my model, does not have adaptive headlights. And I guess all of the XTS premiums do that have this dash. So there's kind of no way around having that error light if you don't have them. The other one that pops up when you start the car is low windshield washer fluid, which is actually kind of strange. You wouldn't expect that because this ATS does have a windshield washer fluid sensor, I believe. So I don't know why it would ever really say that, because it should be technically the same serial bus command, but whatever. Yeah, so here's pretty much just a general overview of what we got here and how it works. I just wanted to give you an overview of what it looks like getting a 2013 ATS display in here before I go and rip this whole car apart and it becomes an ATS-V. So yeah, thanks guys.